Welcome to Fit News. I'm Jen from FitNews April, and I help women learn to make exercise work with their fluctuating hormones, not against, by doing the right exercises at the right time and the right intensity. If you joined us for Fit News last week, we discussed, do we need to count our calories? Is it important? Do I need to spend every waking hour counting all of these calories? And the answer was, if your goal is fat loss, yes, you need to be counting your calories. It's not the only thing you need to be doing, but it is one piece of the puzzle. If you're not working on fat loss, then you do not need to be counting your calories if you are already at a healthy weight. All right, today we are going to discuss 3 things that women often get stuck in their minds and they just are constantly working on and thinking, oh, what do I do about this? Hip dips, that thigh gap, and cellulite. Okay. All right, ladies, let's start first with hip dips, okay? Hip dips are normal. They're caused by the shape of your pelvis. They are a normal part of your body's structure. They cannot be exercised or dieted away. Your pelvis is unique to your body. It's part of your bone structure. You cannot change your bone structure. You can work to build lean muscle in this area, but that does not mean that your hip dips will disappear. Okay, so they are part of your bone structure. They are unique to you. Embrace them. Okay, let's move on to thigh gap now. Guess what? It also has to do with your bone structure. In fact, it has more to do with the width of your hips compared to your femoral head. So again, we're talking bone structure. Unique to you and your body. Can't change your bone structure, okay? So not having a thigh gap doesn't make you unhealthy, just as having a thigh gap doesn't make you healthy. I want you to take a second and think about a couple professional athletes out there, okay, that I can guarantee you don't have a thigh gap, but guess what? They have legs of steel, okay? Let's think Venus Williams. Let's think Simone Biles. Let's think about almost every Olympic sprinter out there, okay, ladies? They're not running around with a thigh gap. That doesn't make them unhealthy, okay? So again, has to do with the width of your pelvis, bone structure, and femoral head, all right? So you can work, again, to build lean muscle, but that doesn't mean that that thigh gap will disappear. So embrace that, baby, okay? All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite, cellulite. Cellulite treatments are all the rage right now, okay? Do I dry brush? Do I go get this treatment done? Or whatever it might be, okay? Cellulite is most common in women, and it can be influenced by several things. It can be influenced by hormonal changes. It can be influenced by your diet. It can be influenced by inactivity. And guess what? It can be influenced by genetics. So again, we're working with something that you do not control, genetics. All right, so yes, even skinny people can have cellulite. And as women, our bodies are different from a man's, and we hold on to fat in our lower body, okay? But remember that our bodies are designed to grow another human being, okay? That's big. And this requires some extra fat. So I want to talk about the genetics component of cellulite, because this is something that we cannot diet and exercise away. So you either inherit the collagen fibers that are structured to exhibit cellulite, or you don't. And as you age and we lose collagen, it just makes this cellulite even more visible. Okay, so again, we're talking genetics. We don't control that. So if your diet is spot on, if you are at a healthy weight, if you are active and you're doing everything right, I mean, even young people, young, healthy weight people, if their genetics have predisposed them to have cellulite, guess what? They're going to have it. You can't change that. Okay? You can't change your genetics and you can't change your bone structure. Okay? So instead of focusing on these three things, the hip dip, the thigh gap, and the cellulite, I want to start to focus on our goal of just being healthy. Focusing on the fact that as women, our bodies are doing amazing things. And we need to care for them for the long-term success by maintaining a healthy weight that reduces our risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. And we need to do this by lifting our weights and building that lean muscle that's going to help us to age strong and healthy. So we can continue to do life's daily activities if we add these things into if we add strength training into our regimen, okay? By focusing on getting some protein in, making sure we're getting enough of that. Remember, we want to focus on getting 30 grams of protein at 3 meals. And this is a minimum. This is at least 30 grams, okay? And we want to focus on getting our fiber in, our 25 to 30 grams of fiber in. Okay? These are the things that we want to focus on. We want to focus on the controllables. We can't control our bone structure. So we can't control if we're going to have a hip dip or not. We can't control if we're going to have a thigh gap or not. And we can't control the genetics of whether or not we're going to have cellulite. Okay? If we're predisposed to that, then we're going to have it. Embrace it. It's okay. I want you to think about the amazing things that your body can do. I want you to focus on the things that you control. Your exercise and your diet. Okay? Those are the things that you control and that will help to give you long-term success. So rather than focusing on these other things that we don't control, let's switch that focus over. Let's get our protein. Let's lift our weights so we can continue to age healthy and to age strong. Okay? That's what we need to be focused on, ladies. Our bodies are amazing and they do amazing things for us. So let's celebrate them by giving back to them and treating our bodies with respect and giving our bodies what it needs, nourishing it with the protein and the fiber and giving it the strength it needs to carry us and to age in a healthy, strong way. I'll see you all next week. Make it a great week.